Harman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Will he acknowledge, frankly, to this House that publishing this paper on the legal position on the withdrawal agreement and his statement to the House today does not represent compliance with the motion of this House that was passed unanimously on November the 13th? And does that not represent a fundamental point of constitutional principle? It would be serious for any minister to resist a motion of the House, but that it should be the attorney going along with government defiance of the House when his very office is about our constitution, when he's the person in government whose job it is to make sure the rest of them stay within the rules. How can he do that if he himself is acquiescing in breaking them? He has in his statement rightly acknowledged that he has a duty to this House as well as to the government, and that his duties involve giving legal advice to the House. It's in our standing orders that he's legal advisor to the Committee on Privileges. So how can we have a situation where the attorney allows the government to openly defy the will of the House?
Absolutely.
The government have got a choice. They can either comply with the motion of the House or they can seek to change it, but they cannot remain in defiance of it. It's his responsibility to tell them that, will he?
I'm grateful to the Right Honourable Lady for that question. The truth is, and learned lady, thank you. The truth is that I am caught in an acute clash of constitutional principle. A minister is obliged to have regard to the public interest and the national interest. The House, let us suppose I had given any such advice as has been requested by the Right Honourable, the Honourable and Learned Gentleman who sits opposite. Let us suppose I had. Let us suppose that that advice had covered all sorts of matters, including our relationships with foreign states, including arguments that might be deployed in the future, the strengths and weaknesses, including matters of acute importance to this country. Would it be right for the Attorney General, regardless of the harm to the public interest, to divulge his opinion? I say to the Right Honourable Lady, it wouldn't. There is no procedure by which this House can have redactions or can entertain circumstances in which, as a judge would, they would weigh the competing public interest against the interests in disclosure. She knows what I mean. Therefore, I cannot take a step that I firmly and truly believe would be contrary to the public interest. And I ask the House to understand that it is only that consideration that is motivating me and this government in declining at this stage to break the convention that applies to both sides of the House when they are in government. There is nothing to see here. Ask. What?
Order. Can I gently appeal to colleagues to lower the decibel level? You don't have to look into the crystal ball. Order! Mr. Russell-Well, you don't have to look into the crystal ball when you can read the book. The evidence is that the evidence is that I always call colleagues to ask questions, and the attorney has indicated his readiness, as indeed he must, to take those questions. So you'll all get a chance, but please let the answers be heard. The attorney.
On all relevant points of law, I ask the Right Honourable Lady to accept. On any relevant point of law, I will give this House a stark and uncompromising and completely frank view on that point of law. And therefore, there is no real significance, I would suggest, in if I had given advice, in that advice being disclosed, since this House has the opportunity of asking me directly.